a girl running in a group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod at large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod. She's my hot rod.
AM 1420, 95.1 FM, WIMS, Talk of the South Shore. We proudly present Big George the Carguy each and every Wednesday right here on the dial. Not only WIMS, but WHFB. We also have it up on Facebook Live and all kinds of other great social media platforms right here for you on the live stream on both of the websites, the free TuneIn radio app. And then you get the live guy right here. Big George, good morning.
Good morning.
What would you say now before we jump into what's coming up on Big George the Carguy? Okay, so it's going to be crazy in a lot of our listening audience area. What would you say to the people that are out there with their cars, with their trucks, and just driving in general? Big George right here, WIMS.
Well, you know, the first thing you really got to do is get your tires checked now. It's supposed to get really cold, and that will affect the tire pressures and make them go down. So you need to get a little extra air in the tires. And then you want to make sure you got good windshield solvent juice. You know, the windshield washer solvent. It's so many of them are so chintzy now. Get into a Auto Value or Bumper to Bumper store. They sell the good stuff. You know, it's a little more. It's a couple dollars, but it's still better because it doesn't freeze. Mm-hmm. The cheap stuff people are buying out there is freezing on them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And how about those folks that have the older model vehicles, whether it's a car or truck, van, and, you know, they need to add a little weight, George, you know, to their vehicle, their mode of transportation. What would you tell them to do? Is it big blocks of ice? Big blocks of salt, rather. I'm thinking ice and snow. Big blocks of salt or sand. What would you say?
Well, I personally put my mother-in-law in the trunk.
Yeah. You're lucky. Sandy's probably not listening.
Anything you can get that's heavy. You know, you can buy oil dry or cat litter in those big tubs, and they're heavy. They're 50 pounds. You put 100 pounds in the back, and it'll help. Good. It'll help a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And by the way, folks, if you want to chime in on George's show, 928 Car Guys, 928 Car Guys. So from Wednesday's great edition, Jackie has shared that video. In fact, I was watching it last night after we were at Blue Chip for the Great Lakes Grand Prix epic announcement of the new partnership. One of the things that just came out in the last 30 minutes, and I know you and I chatted about this before we just jumped online, but Elon Musk's Tesla is cutting its full-time workforce by 7% as a part of an effort to lower costs so the company can sell the Model 3 sedan at a lower price, according to the chief executive, as he told the employees. What do you think about stuff like that? You know, you're trying to get stuff out.
You know what?
Crazy.
This guy, he and I have been butting heads for ages. I've even sent him emails and asked him to respond to me, and he won't. I tried calling him once. I got a phone number that supposedly was his or where his office was. He won't talk to me. He wasn't at the car show last year. I don't think he'll be there this year. He, you know what? Now he does this stuff. He's right. I understand from what I read in the papers that he's not good to his employees out there in California. Mm-hmm. People have gotten hurt on the job. People have actually died on the job. And the plant just keeps going on. His motto is build it quick and we'll fix it later. Now, what kind of deal is that, Rick? I mean, come on.
I'm with you.
The latest thing this guy is doing, the latest thing is what you just said. He's laying off a bunch of people. He is starting to design and build a flying car. What is wrong with this guy? He can't even get his Model 3 on the road right yet, and he's into flying cars.
I was just going to say that, but in a very politically correct kind of way. Fact.
The views, opinions, and statements expressed in Mornings with Ric Federighi do not necessarily reflect those of AM 1420, WIMS, Gerard Media LLC, its staff, management, sponsors, and advertising partners.
Big Tim, of course, with Big George doing his stuff with you guys, he announced that you guys, again this year, and it's kind of a tradition, you guys are always out at the black tie event for the Chicago Auto Show, and you guys do a bunch of reports from there. Let's chat about that for a minute. You guys are going to be out there. It's coming up in the next couple of months. Let's talk. Big George?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the auto show.
Oh yeah, we're gonna meet Mark Bielik out there. He's the head of the promotion for the media man for the Chicago Auto Show. He's going to be with us for a while. We're going to interview him. We're going to interview a lot of executives from different companies. I've got a lot of pointing questions I want to ask a couple of people. Last year I tried to ask the Volkswagen guy, and he told me no. He told me get away from him.
Wow.
Well, you know what? I'm used to it. What the heck?
You know what?
You ask the wrong questions, and nobody wants to give you the answers. They just say, get away.
Well, let me tell you this. I like that you're very forward and you're just looking out. Listen, you've been doing this for 4+ decades in terms of your business and taking care of people. We love your show. You get a lot of people calling in, asking you for help. So what do we got on the encore presentation tomorrow, Saturday, Big George the Carguy, 10 a.m. WIMS and 11 a.m. WHFB?
Well, I asked Wednesday, I had to ask my listeners and watchers and viewers, what is going on at General Motors? They're taking on the union, for one thing. Not the UAW, the union in Canada. It's called Unifor. And it's got this plate in Oswego or whatever it's called, or Oshasha or Washa, whoever. It's an Indian name, I think, from up there in Canada. But this plant, they keep saying, well, we might close it, we're going to close it. Then Elon Musk wanted to buy it, and they said no because it depends on what the union says. The next negotiation. So they're trying to buy a lever to really rack the union bad up there, and the union's not putting up with it. And they're coming to the Detroit Auto Show in force. I mean, they're protesting. I mean, they're all over General Motors up there in Canada. Up there in the upper land there.
Yo, up there. Well, we're going to hear a little bit more on that, of course, tomorrow. And we will keep people updated. You could always see and listen to the podcast and watch the Facebook Live videos from your studio. And we love you to pieces. And you're always answering questions. I want to let folks know, seriously, 928 Car Guys when he's live on the air. And then, of course, we could connect. I just, again, was over by you with Ronnie. He had, my oil change. I love you guys. I wait there. I bond with you. There's people streaming in and out of there. Why? Because you're great. Let's throw out your phone number, Big George, and throw out your address because, folks, honestly, if you could crank over to 8094 in Torrance, it's a hop, skip, and jump, literally 2 minutes off the 8094 interchange area. And he's right there. Easy access on, easy access off. And I love you guys. We trust you. So,
well, we're actually halfway between Calumet Avenue and Torrance Avenue on Ridge Road, right in the middle.
Perfect.
On Burnham and Ridge Road.
Yep.
Burnham, right down at the beginning of downtown Lansing, as you're coming from the east or the west rather, and we're coming from Calumet. You got to come west quite halfway, or you got to come back from Torrance. You come the other way halfway.
Yep.
It's 708-895-9520. And you know what? Having you there was fun. I never had lunch with the boss before.
Listen, I loved it. I'm all about it.
I'm 67 years old. Never ate lunch with the boss before, but you didn't eat.
Well, you know what? But I listened and I chatted.
In all defense, I must tell your bride that you didn't eat anything you're not supposed to.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, you and Sandy and the group have a great weekend. I'll see you next week as you guys will be working on more things with my truck, but we'll talk about that in our next installment of Big George the Car Guy. Thank you, George.
Hey, rock on, buddy.
All right, bud. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye. AM 1420, 95.1 FM, WIMS, Michigan City, a Girard Media Company, streaming live at WIMSradio.com.